Greetings, nature nerds, and welcome back to Ask an Ecologist. My name is Suzanne Simpson, and I'm an ecologist for Bayou Land Conservancy. And each week, you and I meet Thursday at 3 p.m. and we unpack all of your nature questions. Like all of you, I am anxiously awaiting this cold front that seems to be eluding us week after week. This episode is also the 6-month anniversary of Ask an Ecologist, so that's pretty exciting. Like I said before, we weren't expecting to do this for as long as we have, but it's been a great way to connect with all of you while we're not able to do as many in-person events. So let's get into your questions today. It looks like we may have had a little bit of a technical interruption, so if you're just hearing my voice, hi, this is Suzanne Simpson, and it's Ask an Ecologist. We're back. Okay, so we're going to dive into your questions right now. The first question is from Robin Rosencutter, a friend of the show. And her question is, I found this little lady the other night. She sent in a photo. I found this little lady the other night right outside my front door. It's a poor photo, but it's a black widow spider. I accidentally knocked her over. This is the first time I've ever seen one. What exactly are the effects of their bite on humans? Great question, and I'm glad to chat a little bit deeper about the black widow spider. So you can ID a black widow, if you're not familiar with them, by their shiny black bodies, and then on their abdomen they have this red hourglass, and that's really your money maker in identifying a black widow spider. They're usually no bigger than the first digit of your thumb. They're a very, very small spider. And as we talk about their effects of the bite on humans, just want to say that you shouldn't use what I'm saying to diagnose or treat a spider bite. You should go to the medical professionals for that, and that's actually going to be one of our points of emphasis. But I want to start by saying that black widow spiders are very reclusive and shy. They're non-aggressive. They really need to be provoked into biting, and most of the bites are truly accidental, where the human is not trying to provoke the spider into biting. So one of the common things that can happen is you can put your hand into your gardening gloves that you haven't used in a while, and a spider could be in there, or you could reach your bare hands somewhere like a dark space in your garage, and the spider could be there. So it's always a good idea to shake out gardening boots, gardening gloves, things that you're using in your garage, and make sure that you're only putting your hands in a place where you can see them. It sounds simple, but it can actually prevent a lot of accidental bites. So the effect on humans of the bite can really vary. A lot of people are going to have mild symptoms like pain at the bite site. You might even see two little fangs. You might get a little bit of a fever or some swelling, but most symptoms for most people will be mild. For the majority of healthy adults, the symptoms are fairly mild. Now, young children, the immunocompromised, and the elderly definitely need to take extra special care because they can have more widespread symptoms through their nervous system. So if you feel that you have been bitten by a black widow spider, your next stop is the doctor. That's it. I would say go straight to the emergency room and get medical treatment, because it's, you never know how your specific body is going to react to a stimulus like that. So it's a good idea to get medical attention. One thing that I see recommended online a lot, and I don't necessarily agree with personally, is trying to capture or kill the spider so that you can have somebody identify that you got bit by that particular spider. The reason that I don't recommend that, and that's based off of my opinion, is based off of the advice of doctors like Dr. Spencer Green, who's a great toxicologist in the Houston area. The reason I don't recommend that is because it's a great way to get a second bite. If you just walk away and leave the spider alone and seek medical attention at that moment, I really feel like that is the best outcome for you. And that goes for snake bites too. People that get bitten by snakes and then try and capture or kill the snake, yeah, that's the easiest way to get a second snake bite. So at that point, I say walk away from the situation and seek medical attention. Don't try to harass or capture or kill the animal. But black widow spiders are really fascinating. They get their name, the black widow, because sometimes after mating, the female will kill the male, leaving her a widow. That specific behavior in this spider really varies on a lot of external conditions. Not every individual is going to do that, but that's how they get their name. And to draw a line under it, most of the time their bites result in pretty mild symptoms, but it's always a good idea to take it seriously and seek medical attention. So thank you for your question. Now, I want to talk to you guys about an event that is coming up not this weekend, but the weekend after it, and it's National Public Lands Day. National Public Lands Day is celebrated annually on the last Saturday of September. And usually Bayou Land Conservancy is able to do a big celebration. We do a big event, usually out on our trails, sometimes the Spring Creek Nature Trail. But this year, obviously, is going to be a little bit different. We're leaning into remaining socially distant, but we are partnering again with the City of Houston Parks and Recreation Department at Lake Houston Wilderness Park. If you've never been to Lake Houston Wilderness Park, it's up in the New Caney area, and it is basically the land between the East Fork of the San Jacinto and Caney Creek. So those two water bodies come together, and the land in between them is 5,000 acres of awesome forests and wetlands. It's really, really gorgeous. It was used by the Girl Scouts for many years as a retreat, and before that it was timberland. And since then, the park has really renaturalized, and it's one of the most hidden gems, I think, of the greater Houston area. What we're going to be doing is from September 24th to September 28th, we are going to be conducting a bio blitz on iNaturalist. Now, iNaturalist is a free app that you can download, and basically what you do is you go out and every plant, animal, fungus, slime mold that you see, take a picture of it, you upload it to the iNaturalist server, and it has some AI that will help identify the species for you, but also the community of humans will help identify species for you. And the reason we're doing this is just to get a better idea of the biodiversity at Lake Houston Wilderness Park. It has thousands and thousands of acres, and many of these acres have not been thoroughly bioblitzed. And so this is an opportunity for us to understand what's at the park, and it can help inform park staff on making land management decisions for the park's future and what species are there and what's the best way to conserve them. So it can be really helpful for land managers, these sorts of bioblitzes. So I would recommend, since it's a 4-day event, September 24th through September 28th, you can do it on your own schedule. Take your quarantine up there with you, or your pandemic pod up there with you. You can keep wearing masks or remaining socially distant. You can download the iNaturalist app and help us make some awesome nature observations. If you go to the Nature Center at Lake Houston Wilderness Park, they are going to have brochures of some hot spots that you can hit while you're looking for nature observations, so that can help guide your trip. So again, September 25th through the 28th. I think I said 24th through 28th, but it's September 25th. It's basically that Friday through Monday, the last weekend in September. So I hope that you'll have a chance to get out there. I'm hoping to get out there myself, and it's one of my favorite places to visit. So the next 2 weeks, I am going to be gallivanting in the woods in different places. So we're hoping that Miss Becky Martinez, who you have had host this show before, is going to be coming back and being your host for the next 2 weeks. So be sure to submit some good questions for her, because I want to see if you can stump her. She's pretty smart. It's going to be tough. You can always submit questions by leaving a Facebook comment. You can email us at info@bayouland.org. You can send us a Facebook message. Just get in touch with us somehow, and be sure to submit your questions. Thank you again for hanging out with me. I had a great time, and we'll see you next time.